This is why we call it the Weekend Whackers, people. That was about a 20-yard shot.
So the first course we played is Hawk Ridge. We played the Timber Ridge. It was a very windy day. Unbelievable. Never played winds like that at Hawk Ridge. I don't know about you, Darren, but I remember a couple of holes. I was 3-4 clubs up.
Yeah, the wind was pretty strong that day.
Oh yeah, awesome day. It was me, Darren, our dad Randy, and Randy's buddy Dave Luffman or Vladdy. Started off on one.
So we're going to hole 2. After hole 2, it course kind of goes into the woods portion. It tends to be a little bit tighter. Holes 3 to 7 start to get pretty tough. We're just playing blues today. It's pretty windy. It's wet. And Darren and I, we're the silly ones walking today. And the old men, they need carts, obviously. So Vladdy, he's got honors because I think he made possibly the best 4 I've seen in some time. He's still a stallion.
Yeah. Every dog has its day.
And today is your day.
Yeah. Maybe not.
And he let loose and hit it to the yellow tees.
More like me.
Oh, and Randy pipes one down the middle.
That was a great drive.
A little cut on that. Obviously he didn't mean to do that, but
How do you cut it like that?
I don't know, but I don't think you did it I don't think you meant to do that, but
He'll take it.
Hoping to get it past the yellow block.
Oh, I did.
and Darren is way right, and that new ball that he's been bragging about is gone.
That's not good.
Still recording.
The front 9 is it's a tough 9 if you can't keep it in the fairway. I lost, I think, 4 balls off the tee. But the hole 1 par 4, it's a dog leg to the right. I don't know about you, but that hole kills me every time. I don't know. I can't put it in the fairway. I played 18, hole 18, played it up the fairway. It tough hole. The conditions were brutal. You put one in the water, or almost did. And the other 2 duffers, they actually hit decent shots. Then 2 was tough again, dead into the wind. Not a difficult hole though. Straight away, par 4. And then you go into, I find the tough part of the timber, you kind of go into the wooded area, the tight part. We go 3, par 3. Pretty sure I lost the ball there. Brutal. And then 4 is probably, what do you think about 4? I think it's probably the toughest driving hole for me, at least, on that course. That par
Yeah, the tight par 5. You can hit it. There's a creek in front of. There's 2 fairways. There's a creek that cuts the fairway in half at about 300. So, but then the fairway is 50 yards wide.
Yeah.
Trees on all sides.
And that day, I just could not. I was just, everything went right. Every drive. In that hole, I put one deep. But it's not, it's under 500 yards. They have it listed as 494, but I don't know. I put it in the fairway. I don't know how many times, and I walk away with a 6 or a 7, and I'm chapped. And I think I lost one or I put it in the fairway, sorry, and then my second shot, I put it deep in the woods. That, and then 5's probably par 4 wise. I'd say that's probably that one kills me every time. It's only 367, but if you can't hit the fairway off the tee, you're euchred.
Yeah.
I put one in the bush, then the second one I was on the trim, or like right along the edge of the bush, and sure enough, you were there yapping, beaking away, and then I put it just over the bunker.
Well, that's what happens when you keep it in play. Hey.
I had trouble. It was 4, 5, 6, and 7 killed me every time I play that course.
Yeah, that's a tough stretch, those holes.
Oh yeah.
Tight. The green on 6 is elevated a little bit.
Yeah.
You're into the wind on that one. And then, you got water on the right, and then you got trees on the right. And off the tee, you're a 3-wood max. You don't want to drive it too far because then you screw yourself that way. But
yeah. I always find, like, when you're talking about 6 in the elevated green, every time you can hit it at the 100-yard marker or whatever, 150. I'm usually around the 150, but your shot's 10, 15 yards more because that green is it's slightly elevated. It's a tricky shot. But my whole thinking from like 4 to 7, you're either there's two ways I find you play that. You go long and try to shorten the holes and go driver, or sometimes I find a 4-iron to a 3-wood off each of those 4 tees. You can make your pars and walk away. What do you think? What do you usually do? I'm usually a 3-wood 4-iron guy, but
par 5, always the driver.
Yeah.
I would pipe it, but it's always a risk reward. You hit it in the trees, you're getting a 7. Number 5, I like to go driver because I hook it a lot. So at least that hole, I can hook it into the fairway because the trees are on the right. It's dogleg right.
Yeah.
And then the hardest hole, I think, is number 6. That's the one I always have issues with. I take 4-iron or 3-wood or even a hybrid sometimes and just try to poke it down the pipe and, just pray to God that you hit the fairway.
Yeah. And that day was nuts too. Like, there were so many crosswinds. We'd play one hole, what is it? Yeah, 5. We'd play 5 into the wind, and the next hole was into the wind somehow. It just switched totally up. Now you're not playing a 413-yard hole. You're playing a 500, 450, 500-yard hole. Unbelievable. Up to that point, what did you think of the greens? They were in great shape compared to what happened last year where they lost quite a few. I thought they were in good shape. They're a little slow though. What was your thoughts on that?
Yeah, greens were definitely in great shape. Like green is green. Um, but yeah, I think a little long. But I think, start of the year they're trying to get the greens back from last year. So maybe that's what they're trying to do. If you go in another month or so, it might be, preem greens. But
Yeah.
definitely a little slow, but great shape.
Oh yeah.
The fairway's great shape. It was a little wet that day too. We had a little bit of rain, so
Yeah.
that's the swampy area in the course, the timber part of it,
Yeah.
the front nine. So you're getting a little bit of wet. It makes it even trickier because you might chunk the ball a little bit more, especially not being pro golfers. We chunk the ball a lot,
Oh.
or at least I do.
Randy and Vladdy were
Yeah.
professional.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That day,
Yeah.
they were basically the model golfers for weekend whackers. They did a lot of whacking. Yeah, on your point on it was so wet. Like that, just the wind, the wetness. I'm terrible on slow greens. I'm terrible on all greens, but especially slow greens. Like that course played probably closer to 66, 67 from the blues, which is, it's not too long, but
No, but playing against the wind's hard because, like you said, it's crosswinds, one hole, and the next hole's right at your face.
yeah.
Your first shot on one of the holes, you're into the wind. The second shot, you're still straight at it, but now you're with the wind.
Yeah.
It was fun. I like a little bit of challenge. You don't want to go out and it be too easy because then it's not, it's fun to shoot good, but
Yeah.
I like a little bit of challenge, like
Oh yeah.
especially golfing with the other two guys.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like and the thing I like about Hawk Ridge too is they do have 4 tees, right? Like they have the black, blue, white, and yellow. So not everybody. I usually play the tips, and it's only 60, around 67. So it's really not that long. But like that day, we were basically playing tips or further back. Like they have tees for everybody, and it's obviously the closer you are to the hole, the easier it gets. But it's still a tough course. But back to kind of where we were there, I think 5, 6. Those are probably my two. Those ones I'm guaranteed no matter what. If I'm playing phenomenal or I'm struggling, I'm losing a ball. One of those holes.
I brought beer.
Like water,
Yeah.
but better.
All three went off the tee. And he's piped it. Not too bad. Luckily the greens are a little slow. Nice shot. He's just off to the right of the pin there, just to the back of the green. Good shot.
And OB lost ball.
And nice try.
And OB lost ball. Oh, that's looking good.
And he should be just off the back left there. He's in that bunker. And here's Superstar. Let's see how he does. I'm on the green, probably about 25 feet away. He's getting a little scared. I'm getting close to him today. Nice little chip up there for Matt for par. Not too bad.
Listen to.
Nice par. And he's right. Just above the trees on the right there. He's following the right.
That day, wind was into us again, and it's about what 230, maybe 240 to get over the creek. Me and you, I believe we both got over the creek, and then Randy and Vladdy both creek because they don't hit it 250, right? They don't have that yardage, and that's one reason why I would say people who aren't 15, 20 handicappers, guys that golf every weekend, like if you only golf a couple times a month or whatnot, play the white tees. There's no shame. It's not a big deal. Because at that hole we did witness Vladdy and Randy not even be able to, like, they crushed them too. Like Vladdy got a hold of his and put it right in the creek.
That's the problem with that hole. You say 230 to 250. If you can't hit that far, you're not going to hit the second, like the main fairway.
Yeah, it's
And
almost like you gotta lay up.
those guys on a par 4, 200 and 300 something yards, they put it 220 in the fairway. But when there's a little creek in the middle, that kind of, the short hitters that think they're long, I think that's but it's a nice hole. It's open on the left, so I went a little bit left, kind of towards 7 tees. But you're wide open, so it was easy over on that side.
Yeah, and it kind of opens up just past kind of closer to 7T there, the start of 7 fairway. But then it kind of closes in again where you got trees start to kind of merge in on the left again, and then behind the green you got trees, to the right you got trees. It's a good hole too, and the green it's kind of a weird green too. It's kind of thick at the front and then goes skinny near the back, and it can be a tough one, tough green to hit, but I find that is probably the easiest par 5 because it is fairly short. It's not a long hole.
No.
Like there's been times I've gone driver 7-iron into that hole, but that's midsummer dry fairways and the ball's running 20 yards, and it's 5'10", but when the wind's with you, it's much shorter.
Yeah, it's definitely an eagle hole, opportunity hole if it's the wind's with you or there's no wind at all.
Yeah.
The green, like you said, it's got like 3 layers. It's a huge green, and it's elevated a little bit. It's not hugely elevated or anything, but it being slow that day, it's kind of hard to judge speed on the ball. But I don't think we played too bad on that one.
No, we, considering the conditions, our scores at the end of the day weren't awful, but they could have been better. Yeah, 9 is it's a good end to the Timber Ridge. Then it kind of opens up, or sorry, a good 9th hole to end the Timber. And then the Ridge is totally different course. Like you're going from fully wooded, like keep it in the fairway, possibly use a couple drivers, maybe 3 wood most of the 9, to the Ridge where it's just grip it and rip it.
Yeah, the Ridge. I like the Ridge for me, for my hook or whatever. Slice which day, depends on the days. But number 10, not a long par 4. If you hit the fairway, again, you're up to an elevated green. Not a huge green. It's got tons of bunkers it's got a huge bunker on the front left, which covers the whole side. So, you get good drive in there. You can get on there easy in 2, but it's a tough hole, especially when you're putting from the fringe.
Okay, so before I chirp you, I find 10 probably the toughest hole on the entire course. I think it should be a par five. The green is tiny, 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 tiny. And if you're 200 out to 150 out, and it always tends to be into the wind, you're a five. I call a five a par. So a bogey, I call a par there because it's unbelievable. But let's go back to your putt. So Hawk Ridge uses a white cup, like a white plastic piece around the hole. With COVID, they don't want people putting their hands inside the hole, so they're just a tiny bit, maybe an inch off the top of the cup there, so there's a little bit of room. So Darren hits a putt. It looks okay. Looks okay. It doesn't look like it's going in.
It was straight at the pin. Let's be honest.
This was also, I think I was one up. This is kind of where I lived. I was just in your head rent free after this. Rent free. Just
Yeah.
destroyed you mentally.
It killed my game after this.
So he hits a great putt. Great, phenomenal putt. It's going kind of right edge. It hits the right edge, and it doesn't hit the plastic piece. You don't hear plastic. It just hits the right corner, goes around, goes left. So just rim out to the left. It doesn't hit the cup, goes straight forward, doesn't make a noise. This guy tries to sneak a par.
Well, my thing is, what I saw from my point of view, guys, is the ball's going towards, like you said, right edge to just right side of the pin. I swear to God, I saw it go in and then out. So I'm thinking, oh, perfect. That was a great putt.
No.
Nope. All three of them, all over me.
Yeah.
All over me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the worst part is we didn't have our camera on this hole because the weather was starting. I think it rained on 9 or 10. So we put it away for a bit. And I ate it up. I used that as fuel and I just gave it to you. And I didn't even care. I didn't think it was a big deal. I just knew it didn't go in. And I wanted to beat you.
Well, let's get over that hole. So anyways, he beats me on that hole. He beats me one up after 9, or that's 10. So after 10, he's up by 1. Number 11, par 5, you're uphill. It's a little bit of a long hole. It's got to be over 520. But you can pound your driver. You can go a little bit right. Right's fine. Left, you're kind of in a farmer's field. So I hit mine up the right. Matt hits his in the fairway on the right side. He pumps a hybrid, I think, up there. I lose a ball. Gone. Second shot into the farmer's field. But so Matt chips it on the green. He's going for birdie. And I'm dropping and going for
4 or 5.
4 or 5, yeah.
Big score.
It wasn't no, I was chipping for birdie. So I'm chipping for birdie. Chip hits just on the fringe. So I'm on the fringe. Again, putt goes in, hits the lip, but everybody says this one goes in because it actually hits the pool noodle that's in and then pops out. But the judges said that it counts. So
and we gave him that one because I was just rent free at that point. I gave it to you because I didn't even care because I knew you were cooked. And this is typical Darren golf. You could have me on the ropes, and then you just mentally you fold, just fold.
10
part of your game. Usually you're chipping.
Yeah. But I was chipping good. That day. It's the driving that I can't keep it straight. I'm left. The year before and the year before that, I'm slicing it. Now it's the other way. So number 12, it's short par 3. Actually, it's a longish par 3, 178 or so.
Yeah, it's 176.
Your wind's coming diagonally at you. Nice little hole, not much trouble. There's a couple bunkers in front, but other than that, there's no water that is really going to get in your way.
Unless you're Randy or Vladdy, because the water could be in play for
That's true.
some level of golfers, which is
That's
no
true.
shame, by the way, no shame.
So then you go to 13, nice par 4. There's water on the right side.
Yeah.
Probably about 220 down the fairway, I'm guessing, from the tees. You keep it left in the fairway, you got no issues. The fairway is pretty wide. I hit into the left side bunker, but you're still not really much trouble on the back other than farmers' fields or people's properties. There's a couple ponds, but nothing too horrible.
Yeah.
But again, huge green on that hole.
Yeah.
You've got a level that kind of is uphill, and then you go to the back green where our pin was. That's like downhill, and it's just
Low.
undulations huge on that pack.
Yeah, and so with 13, that's a new green. It was about, I believe it was about 20 or 30 yards forward from where it is now. So it is a new green. It's huge.
Great green though. Like it was in great shape again.
Yeah.
But then we go to par, what is it? 14, my favorite par 3.
Yeah.
You got a pond on the right. You got a pond in the left for, Vladdy and Randy to shoot into. But, they had some good shots. There's a bunker along the back end.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's any bunkers in the front. It's just, it dips down into like little pots for you to shoot out of.
So I made up for Darren's missed putt on 10 with a little, I felt bad because at this point I was up 3 or 4, maybe even more. Who knows? It was over basically. He hits it in the back bunker, and it was literally like stuck up against a weed at the tip of the bunker. So like he would have had to have hit it backwards over the bunker and then chip towards the green. So I let you move it. So
you did. That was probably the worst lie I've ever had on a golf course.
Yeah.
Because there's no way I could have got out of that. Like I could have tipped it, but it would have just went back into the bunker.
Yeah. I felt bad, so I made up for your lip
for your missed call. You guys missed call on the play.
Unbelievable.
But that green has the most undulation on the course.
Oh yeah.
Like if you're at the front, you're 5 feet below the top where we were. And the back of the green's got like a backstop where it rolls down 5 feet.
Yeah, it's a neat hole, especially when it's quick.
Yeah. So then you go to 15, a big par 5. You left is all like out of bounds, and there's a little creek that goes up on the left, and then a bunch of houses. The right side, you're pretty much just open to go. But if you pipe it on that hole, it's got a huge fairway, and you'll have a good look at the green, which again has some undulation on it. There's 2 levels, bunkers on the left, just in front of the green, and you've got a little pond on the right, which shouldn't be in play, but it's there.
Yeah. Did you go in the pond, or was that Randy? One of the, I think Randy may have gone in it.
Yeah, I didn't go into. I parred that hole. I didn't.
Randy and Vladdy were struggle city that day. The weather, the wetness, they suck, and this made them suck more. But the one thing I will say is they're not very good, but they enjoy going out, which is good because you can make fun of them.
Yeah, and they chirp us a lot too if we duff it or not hit a great shot.
Yeah.
That hole, the back 9, the ridge 9, the wind was horribly strong compared to the front. The front, you got some trees, it was more of the wind at you than it is like this one. It's coming from every way. Yeah. So we're on a par 3 16th, and it's 175 or something, but it played like 210.
Yeah, it was I had 158 on my watch.
Yeah.
And I hit a 4, and I think you hit a 4.
Yeah, I hit a 4. And then Vladdy hit it into a backyard, and Randy hit it just in front of the green. But I did pull out a par. It was a long 15-footer, but I got it.
And that was a struggle for me. That's the one I put it in the bunker. And then sure enough, you got the camera on me, and I buckled hard.
Yeah, you did.
Folded like a lawn chair in the bunker, duffed it, and then I don't know what I made, 4 or 5. It was just a brutal hole.
It's a hard par three. It's like you said, the wind's at you. It's 4 clubs long. Like we hit 4 irons, and I was just off the back, and you were just to the right in the bunker. But nice hole, big green.
Mm-hmm.
Some undulation in that one too. Then you step up to 17. You can't see the green because the green's 50 feet below the fairway.
Yeah.
So you tee up. You can go pretty any club. The right side of the hole is kind of free to go. Left side, you got some, long grass and then houses.
Okay.
But, you hit it at the top of the hill with 3-wood even, and you can go for that green easily. And it's another good sized green.
Yeah, it's fairly big, but it's like lengthwise, it's not like. And behind the green's a pond too, on the left and right side. But I agree with you. If you can put it in the fairway, you have a chance at par. But if you go left or too far right, you could be in trouble. Like too far right, just before it kind of starts to go down hill. There's woods there too, so it is a good hole.
Yeah. The hardest thing is if you can't see, like your first shot's not far enough, and you can't see that green, you're just guessing.
Yeah.
Like even I have my phone out and I got the yardage, and I'm like, I don't know where I can't even see the greens, and you don't know how far downhill it is.
Yeah.
But definitely a nice hole. I crushed it left, just a duck hook into the weeds, but nice little flop shot. And then nice little easy par, but 18s, and I just can't par that hole. It's a short par 4, dogleg left, but you've got the rough and then fence and backyard. So there's no giving on the left, and I'm hooking it all day. Right? You could go right all day long and be happy. Nope. Off the tee, off the cow fence.
Loved it. And at this point, I was beyond locked up the match. Like he was cooked. He was cooked since 10. Look, you're even still bitter about it. You're just chapped.
That 7 on 18 killed me.
Yep.
Killed me. When you have Vladdy and Randy beating you on the 18 hole, you're in trouble. Maybe I should go see somebody about this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But, weather, morning I think it was the first 4 holes, it was raining a little bit, and then it was gorgeous. Windy, but the sun came out. It was a little overcast, but the sun was still out. But
yeah, I think we got rain one more hole.
Yeah.
It was light, but it wasn't heavy.
Yeah, I agree. Hope everybody likes the content that we put out there on this video. Just keep commenting and letting us know what you guys want us to do.
Yeah, it would be great if you guys could throw some courses out. We don't mind traveling a little bit, going and playing some different courses. That's kind of what this whole thing's about. We want to be interactive with people. We want to offer people insight on how to find cheap play. And like I said, Under Par, Golf Now, Kijiji has passes. Toronto Golf Nuts have passes. Like, don't just go pay full pop. Look around, search, because you can get great discounts like we got. Can't beat that.
Yeah, I agree. Also, sometimes even just call the clubhouse. They might have deals before 11. Sometimes the courses got deals up to 11. It's, say $40 for walking and whatever for a cart, but you call the course too. If you don't like, if it seems a little high on Golf Now, or, just give the clubhouse a call. It might be cheaper. It might not also.
Yeah, Golf Now, a lot of the times, like other than their hot offers, a lot of time it's regular price green fees. They do not discount them. So you got to search the hot discounts. But yeah, I think it's not a long course, but it can play long if you play it incorrectly. But I definitely recommend it for the average golfer.
Yeah, me too. And next time, let's go blacks. Let's go tips. See how we do.